Clay, but the Eric Gordon strip of Clay. It seemed to surprise even Clay. Or is that the force like you're talking about, just kind of being ready for that type of attack?
I mean, that's an example. Yeah, I mean, they were in us early, on the ball, pressuring us. They did a good job. But it's not just one play, it's multiple plays. And, again, if you get out-rebounded by 20, that's a really good indication that the other team has brought more force.
All right. A tough game and a very important game. Did you have that kind of sense, like before the game, if your guys lock in or kind of put their mind somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we were focused before the game, and look, for the game we had 8 turnovers, so it was not a careless game at all. It's just the playoffs bring a different level of force, especially against a great team. And they're on their home floor, as I mentioned, down 0-2. They're fighting for their season. So I didn't think we played poorly at all. I just thought we played with a lack of force. That's probably the best word. They played with force. They brought the fight to us. And even though we had our moments and we played hard at times, I didn't think we brought the desperation that we needed. And they deserved to win.
Is that?
Especially last night. Is he the type of guy where you pull him aside and talk to him a little more, or do you just let him shoot his way through whatever it is?
We've known each other for so long now that it's not like, hey, come to my office, I want to meet you. It's just, we just chat. We just chat in passing. We just, there's nothing planned, but, my job as a coach is to help the players succeed, give them a little idea of what they can do to maybe make an impact in one area or another, and so those conversations happen all the time.
Coach, for the past 5 years, 4 and 5 years, you win?
Since the last update?
No, just normal progression from the injury.
Steve, when Steph does have a couple games.
Damian Jones, he was dunking yesterday and making threes and shooting around.
I think he's going to be cleared for contact next week, so he could start playing 3-on-3 and stuff.
Does that, maybe mean he could later down the line in the playoffs?
Yeah, he could. I mean, it's a possibility that he can be back, and same with DeMarcus. He's coming along pretty well, and so we'll just let's kind of wait and see.
Any new stuff to Marcus?
Harden, it was like mid-third, and Shumpert got a 3. Was that just Draymond wanting to double it?
Is that the one out near half court?
Yeah, and then Shumpert got a 3.
Yeah, that was probably a little ambitious. That's a tough spot to double. So we're doing that occasionally, and you gotta just pick your spots. I'll bet Draymond would like to have that one back, but you can't be perfect throughout the game, and you make somebody make a shot, and they make it. That's all right.
The plan today, I know the players have off, but do they have film study? Do they come get treatment? Can they shoot over the
Yeah, we're gonna watch video right now. And then we'll have an optional day over at the gym, so some of the young guys will go over and play 3-on-3, and whoever wants to get shots up will head over as well.
You guys sound.
Looking at the film, were you happy with the looks he got overall?
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was really trying to get himself going early in the game. Maybe took a couple quick ones, but I'm fine with that. Whatever it takes for Steph to get a groove, that's what he's going to do. And so I thought he got really good shots, and the ones at the rim are ones he normally makes. So it's just a tough night for him.
We're so aggressive inside, not outside?
No, because, at home, down 0-2, desperation, that's what you do. You go to the rim, you attack. I thought Capella got some hoops inside that helped them that first half. So nothing about it was surprising, but it's harder to get to the rim as the game goes on. So I thought we did a better job defensively in the second half, and we had our chance. We got the lead late in the fourth quarter, but again, we give up 4 free throws in the last, I think, 2 minutes, and those were the last points that they scored. So at that point, we were doing a fantastic job defensively. But it's the gamesmanship, that we know that they're so good at, and we fouled them twice on plays that we just did not need to make, And that's what you have to be locked in on in a playoff game. You have to be locked in on that stuff because you're playing against great players who are going to make plays. So if they do, you pat them on the back, you say nice play. But if you foul them on plays that they're masters at drawing, shame on us.
Last night, Andre said that Steph did a good job of getting to the basket.
What's that?
How bad were the box ends last night?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we missed 5 or 6 pretty blatant ones. And then they got to some that was just great effort on their part, and so it was a combination of both.
Steve, it looked like they made, in the first half at least, a concerted effort to try and attack the basket, going to the rim, and then in the second half, they went back to the three-point shot. Did that first half kind of...
Adjustments until you're challenged, you lose a game. Now, you made some adjustments before the series, but is this a game that leads you to think, okay, maybe we might need to make some adjustments?
I think the biggest adjustment is always the emotional one. The fight, the competitive spirit. That's the first adjustment that we have to make. That's the adjustment they made last night. They fought harder, and the rebounding battle completely flipped from games 2 to 3. And so what's the adjustment? Well, we got to box out. We got to rotate. We got to be in the right place at the right time. We got to anticipate what's happening, and we got to fight for every possession. And I thought they did a better job of us than we did last night. It's not that we didn't play hard. We played hard for good stretches of that game, but they outplayed us for 53. And that's why they won. So that's the first adjustment. And then you tweak some things from there. Any little thing that you see, you figure out and you decide whether to do it or not.
How bad?
In overtime this year?
I'm sorry?
You guys are 0-6 in
Yeah,
overtime games. Is that
about
just a
that.
random stat?
I think so. I think it's a pretty random stat.
In the past, you've said
Is fatigue becoming?
I'm sorry?
Is fatigue becoming a concern with the amount of minutes you're having to play?
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's you have to play. You got to do what you have to do to win the game, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. But our guys are in great shape, and we got a day's rest today, and they'll be ready to go. I mean, we didn't play 65 minutes like Jokic did, so it should be fine.
Evolve as we see more and more very deep three-pointers. You guys have a number of players who can do it. We saw Lillard win a series with it the other day. Do you expect that to become more and more of a weapon as things move forward?
Well, it's certainly trending that way. Not only the volume of threes, but the distance of the threes, which spaces the floor even more, which makes your help defense that much more difficult.
Steve, do you think there's an element of wanting to one-up someone that you're close to and have known?
I have no idea.
But when you look at the stretch that Kevin is on right now, it's just been incredible. And when he came out in that third quarter, you could see just the benefit for the rest of the Warriors offense. What was that transition that you saw at halftime, or what do you have to do to maybe get that KD earlier in the game?
I'd be, if you had that KD for 48 minutes, you'd have the greatest player in the history of the planet, and you'd win every single game. I don't know, I don't know how you could expect anybody to play at that level that he did in the fourth quarter for a whole game. The game is what it is. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs for everybody, including and maybe especially the great players, because so much is required of them. So I thought he was brilliant, and we couldn't ask for anything more.
Preparation a minute or so ago. I know you guys are 2-1 up, but is that kind of the mentality you want to see from your guys now?
Yeah, I mean that's like I said, it's the playoffs. So you're on the road against a great team. You can't expect to win with the level of focus, the lack of focus that we had last night. Too many mindless plays defensively. To me, when I watched the game, the last 4 points of regulation were the key to the game. We give up 4 free throws on one foul 85 feet from the hoop, and the other one just a reach. We were stopping them. We were doing a good job getting stops down the stretch, but you hand them 4 free throws, it's tough to win. So that's the kind of stuff we got to clean up.
James and KD about limiting Chris Paul's looks. Shot attempts are pretty far down this series. Has it been anything in particular? Has it just been Clay, or
Well, Clay's doing a good job. I mean, we're trying hard to to keep Chris from getting to his spots, but we're trying. That's of course what we're trying to do. Same with James and Eric Gordon, and it's impossible to stop these guys, but if we can slow them down a little bit, it gives us a better chance to win.
Steve, you may.
Boxing out and trying hard. You gotta box these guys out, and you gotta be aware on the weak side, especially. Shot goes up, guys are coming.
Steve, in your experience, if Steph has a bad game, what is his response usually?
He usually has a good game.
But does he do anything that you notice?
He's just really, really competitive, and he gets locked in, and he gets a little bit angry, and he comes out with a lot of focus and a lot of fight. So that's what we're expecting tomorrow.
Steve.
Who wants to start?
You figure that's the sort of game that gives both teams confidence in what's coming next?
Meaning what?
Meaning you guys didn't play your best, but were right there till the end. They did some things that they hadn't been able to accomplish in the first couple games. I guess you can't speak for them, but from your vantage point, do you come away from that with confidence despite the loss?
Well, we're always confident. I think the biggest thing is to learn the lessons of what we have to do better. I thought we fought and stayed in the game with some big plays, some big stops. But over the course of the game, I thought they outplayed us. They got to more rebounds. We made some mistakes defensively. I just thought they showed the desperation that was necessary to win that game. And this is the playoffs against a great team, so this is exactly what you expect.
Steve, your second unit got hit pretty good in the start of the second quarter. Didn't really go back to them in the fourth. Are you going to have to maybe move away from that group into the future here?
Not necessarily. We had Katie and Clay on the floor at the start of the second quarter. We could mix mix up the pieces a little bit around them, but I think it's just a tough stretch for us. But we'll bounce back next game.
Steve.